So in today's video, we're going to discuss what the difference is between invoice factoring and invoice discounting. So I think probably the first thing that's important about these two financial products is that they're basically both a type of invoice finance. So they're actually similar products that do a similar role when in a business where they basically help you to release money from unpaid invoices. So in that respect, they're similar, but there are some differences and eligibility criteria which might mean that some businesses are only eligible for factoring, some may have a preference for discounting, and there's a few differences in there. So let's look off and compare them. But I think that's the key point, is that they are both a type of invoice finance, which businesses use to release money from their unpaid invoices. So what's the main difference? So the main difference really between factoring and discounting is to do with how the facility is run and who continues to carry out credit control functions within the business. So with factoring, the finance company tends to want more control over the debtor book. They will often be want to be involved in the debt collection process. They also may want to verify individual debts by calling up customers and checking with them. And they may also even want to issue the actual invoices themselves to your clients. So it's a lot more involved, and also it's usually disclosed, or your customer may become aware that you're using the facility, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Invoice finance and factoring fairly common now in the UK, so shouldn't usually cause a major issue. But yeah, it's not really done on a confidential basis. Although you may find that some factoring companies may offer like a white label service where they still do the credit control function as part of the finance package, but maybe that they do that under your business name, rather than if they are ringing up your clients, obviously telling them that they're from a factoring company. So discounting, as opposed to that, is generally done on a pretty much confidential basis, and this usually means that you're going to retain any in-house credit function that you've got. You continue to manage that relationship from your accounts department with your client, and that the finance company takes a much smaller role in providing the finance, and really is just financing against your kind of whole ledger, usually on a confidential basis. So they're the main two differences. But it's not necessarily a matter of you just being able to pick between, I prefer discounting because I want it to be confidential, or I want factoring because I want the extra credit control help. It may be that your company is possibly only eligible for factoring and not discounting. So let's look at a few of the differences on that. So generally speaking, pretty much any company in pretty much any sector that's trading B2B on credit terms can look at factoring. And that could be new startups, it could be businesses potentially with poor credit, low turnover. So it's quite open on the factoring front in terms of its availability to different businesses and different circumstances. That's due to the extra control that the finance company has over the ledger, giving them, reducing their risk and giving them ability to potentially lend to companies that they otherwise wouldn't do. Therefore, really, most discounting facilities that are offered by lenders, generally they're looking for your business to be established, so trading for at least 1 year, usually possibly even 2 years with some providers, before that they'll offer a discounting facility. They're also looking usually for bigger turnover businesses. Many have a minimum turnover requirement of between £100,000 and £200,000 per year, and usually probably looking for some kind of in-house credit control as well. So it may be that you're hiring an accounts controller or a manager or somebody that does that on a day-to-day basis, to give the finance company confidence that you've got obviously good procedures in place, and that you're chasing up debts in a timely manner and issuing invoices in a timely manner and things like that. So they're the main differences really. Factoring, like I say, more kind of help and support on the credit control front from the factoring company. Discounting less so, and discounting tends to be fully confidential. Whereas factoring, not always confidential, although you may find some factoring providers that do try to keep the service, like I say, white labelled under your own name to keep it on a more confidential basis. So they're the main differences. I've actually written a full article on the differences between invoice discounting and factoring over on my blog. So you can find that over at bolton-finance.co.uk. And if you've got any questions at all, please comment below on this video. And yeah, that's it. And if you would like to apply for factoring or discounting for your business, we can help you with that over at Bolton Finance. You'll find links underneath this video. So that's it for today. I hope you found this useful. Like I say, reach out if you'd like to discuss anything to do with invoice finance, factoring, discounting. Right, that's it. Thanks. Bye.